Welcome everyone to an episode of the Definitive Crusade. I'm your host, Joining the Machine, Hughes, and as always, joining me from across the pond, it's Freyja with the autumn vibes.
Hi guys!
And making a welcome return, it is the Knight, Matthew.
We have fall vibes over here, and I'm in my winter coat.
Well, I had my Dolphins woolly hat on. I couldn't get it over my headset, so.
Yeah, it was like 28 degrees when I got up this morning, compared to not yesterday, the day before yesterday's 70 degrees. It was 70 degrees, 32, 28. So my weather just went.
For anybody who's counting, that's a bingo score. So shout house anytime you're ready.
It's
All right,
the winning Powerball numbers.
Yeah. Right. So at the time of recording, we're still kind of, I suppose, I'm not sure if dealing with is the right phrase to use on this, but it's been a couple of days since the news broke of Kevin Conroy's passing. Now, Kevin Conroy, as everybody who's a geek knows, is, can you say, the voice of Batman?
You pretty much can.
Yeah. So he's been around Batman for about, 30 years or so, with Batman the Animated Series, the Arkham video games. He's been in Brave and the Bold. He's even been in the Batman cartoon that came out in the mid 2000s. Justice League. I mean,
he was in Supergirl.
Supergirl. Yeah,
he wasn't a voice of anything. He was him in Supergirl, but
he was also in Batwoman. But
well, that's cool. So I absolutely love Batman the Animated Series like everybody else does. We'll go around the room. Freyja, what for you is, I suppose, the definitive Kevin Conroy performance?
I really liked him. I love the animated series Batman, because that's kind of what I grew up with. He's been voice of Batman my entire life. I gotta say, the version of Batman I like of him the most, even though it's still technically the same Batman, is the Justice League animated series Batman, just because it gave us Wonder Bat and he's snarky in that, and I love him in that. But then again, I just love his Batman in general, through the animated series and stuff, because he's the Batman who, for Harley Quinn's One Bad Day, he's with her the whole time, which is a great episode. And then Batman Beyond episode where he sits there with Ace as she's dying.
With Ace, yep.
Yeah, it's a great scene. And then
It's
the whole Robin background episode was also amazing.
Robin's Reckoning, yep, good call.
Yeah, so it's just, I like him the most in Justice League, but every single iteration, I guess they're all the same. And I love him with Superman when they first meet, and Lois Lane's falling over herself for Bruce. But I just love all of his Batman, but I will say animate the Unlimited Justice League was the best because of how Batman plays off of the other superheroes.
It's a good shout. I was going to say, I suppose one of the benefits of being in Justice League is there's not a lot of Bruce Wayne. I think he only appears in Starcrossed.
Well, I mean, they do have he does have dinner with Clark and Diana and stuff, but it's not the main focus.
Yeah, cool. So he gets to play that deep timber voice as always. Some good choices there, Matthew.
Johnny, for you. I think you and I are going to be in pretty much the same boat on this one. Is the Arkham games? I mean, you have been around a bit longer than I have, so you may have a more choices than I do. But when I was growing up, I watched a lot of the Batman animated series, but it's been such a long time ago, and I know for a fact my Saturday mornings was Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball Z, Gundam, and all those shows. So it was one of those. The Batman the Animated Series was in the mix of all that, but the Arkham games themselves was just such the definitive. Oh my God, this is Batman for me, and that's how I always remember Batman, is through the games and my experiences there. I still kind of pride myself for beating the entirety of Arkham City. Well, I say the entirety, but beating the main story of Arkham City in exactly 12 hours. I started at 12 a.m. midnight and ended at 12 p.m. Beat the whole story, and just spending time as Batman. I put hundreds of hours in the games, between all of them. Origins, City, Asylum, Night. I haven't played the new one that comes out. I know he's not in it, or actually, I don't know if he's not in it. He may have made like a guest appearance or something. But his acting and voiceover in that is just absolutely superb. Being able to portray every single emotion, and like I say, emotions. Like a lot of us are under the impression that Batman is always dark and grim. I'm Batman, but even as Batman, he is still human, and Kevin Conroy does an absolute amazing job at portraying that.
It's funny you mention Arkham City because I'm currently from Friday night. I've been replaying it, and I'm using. So I started it up. I've got the Return to Arkham version for my PlayStation 4. So I played it to the first save point. Then I came out of it and went back in. At which point you can then choose your Batman skin. So I'm currently playing Arkham City as Batman animated series with Kevin Conroy's voice.
That's
there you
awesome.
go. So
that's awesome.
So that's kind of cool. I agree that the Arkham City games, the Arkham games, are pretty damn good. Even if it is that voice in your head saying, "Why am I going this way? I must do this first." Yeah, right. All right, I get it back. You want me to go back over there? Don't get your shorts in a twist. So yeah, I like the Arkham games. I think for me, one of his best performances, and this is my Friday night. We watched Nothing to Fear, which is the "I am vengeance, I am the night" quote in it. Then we watched one of the Robin ones, and then I watched the Grey Ghost episode because the Grey Ghost is cool. And then to top off my night of videoing has to be Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh yeah,
that's a good one.
You know, when he's, I mean, yeah, you get Batman, but you get Bruce, and when he's pleading at the grave, you know, please, it just doesn't hurt so much, and he's pleading to get out of his vow that he made to his parents. I'm like, I'm watching this, and like, I'm getting goosebumps, and I'm thinking, man, this film still rocks. For me, it's still one of the best Batman portrayals on movies, bar none, regardless whether it's animation or whether it's live action. That is, for me, that is in my, top echelon of Batman movies. And Kevin Conroy has a lot to do with that because he plays a young Bruce Wayne, he plays a young Batman, he plays an older Batman, and it's kind of that whole thing.
I was watching an interview the other day that he was doing, talking about how he was the first one to bring in like the whole duality of like, instead of doing the same voice for the character throughout, he is two different people from Bruce Wayne and Batman, and so he portrays that through how he voice acts it, and it's really cool to hear him like switch between that being the suave billionaire Bruce Wayne and then deviating from that to being Batman.
Yeah, it's funny. If you watch some of those early episodes, you can see that some of the voice actors, are pulling double duties for like the security guards and stuff. You know, the ones that are going to get beat up or something. And when he talks, you're like, dude, what's Kevin Conroy doing? That's not a Bronx accent. Come on. I was lucky enough or cared for enough, depending on how you want to look at this. A couple of years ago, my stepson and stepdaughter, Katie and Stephen, they arranged for a Kevin Conroy happy birthday message to me. And I absolutely, it's just brilliant. Matthew, you talk about how he changes from suave Bruce Wayne to like, I am Batman, I am the Knight. And honestly, to see it just in front of you as it happens, it's like, whoa, absolutely. And the hardest thing I think for me dealing with this whole Kevin Conroy stuff, when Adam West passed away, the whole world knew what was going on. The whole world understood that a Batman had died.
Yeah.
There's not going to be. I'm going to go into work tomorrow, and nobody's going to say to me, "Oh, you understand Kevin Conroy died."
Yeah.
It's and I think that's such a waste of such a great actor. So it should be better known. He should be more well known.
Voice actor. I feel like voice actors should be more well known than what they are, because I think, as someone who has done theater, it's easier for me to portray emotion when I have all these body movements, when people can see my facial expressions. They can tell I'm angry by how I look, how my brow is furrowed, how energetic I may be, or they can see how happy I am. But being able to portray those emotions specifically through how you project your voice is requiring a lot of talent that people don't seem to understand. And it's really sad because voice actors don't get a lot of recognition. People don't see their faces all the time. They're behind the screen.
Yeah.
So
you're relying on something. But I will give a shout out to Grumpy Bruce from Batman Beyond. I love Grumpy. A bit of Grumpy
Bruce is great.
Yeah, mainly because I'm getting grumpy as well.
You're getting that old, like,
before Matthew says that. Thanks, Chief.
Yeah.
Look, I was going to leave that one for Freyja. I already had
Oh, yeah. Also, along with everything, did you guys read his story, his comic?
I haven't, not yet.
Finding Batman. I highly recommend it. DC has it on their website for free. It's in the DC Pride book issue number 1 from this year, so you can read it for free. I highly recommend it. It's called Finding Batman, and it's just like a glimpse into like his background and how he was able to really bring Bruce to life because of what he went through with his life, and him essentially leading a double life because he was growing up in an Irish Catholic home and he's a gay man, and just like he really resonated with this character. It's really good. I highly recommend it. So yeah, read that particular one. I'm not so sure about the rest of the issue, but that story is really good. So
it's free on DC.com. So
yeah,
go there. You can download, you can scan it and read it for free. I highly recommend it. But yeah. Okay, so as is a tradition, well, my tradition, or normally when somebody we love passes away, celebrity-wise, we give them a minute's silence. Not for Kevin Conroy. We'll have a minute of applause, please. Mr. Kevin Conroy, thank you very much.
Great, clap.
I can't. It won't let me. The best I can do is wave right now.
That'll do. All right. Okay, right. So back to the comics. And we've just been talking about all pointy ears, so it seems relevant to continue with that.
Yes.
This, for a change, is my choice. Why am I going first? I have no idea, especially with this.
No.
All right,
things work out sometimes.
Yeah, hardly ever. So this is Batman and the Joker, the Deadly Duo. It's a black label book. Written by Mark Silvestri, and his art is also in this book, although you would have to be told that it's him. Colors are by Arif, Prianto, and letters by Troy Peteri. My teeth, what can I say? Right, so I'll start this off. I'm going to be succinct. By all means, feel free to add more to it, because we do have an hour to fill. I hate this book. Just going to put that out there straight away. It's Batman by the numbers. All the bits are in there, and normally I love Silvestri, but as I said, you can't tell that this is him. The inking style with its overlaid colouring in style. If we can just have a look, and I'll show you what I mean. Do I need to see somebody that scratched in? Really? Could we not buy proper inks anymore? I don't know what's going on. I don't get it. But the setup is quite simple. Someone's been killed. A skinny bloke with green hair has been spotted running around with white face. Has been spotted running from him. So obviously everyone thinks it's a Joker. Lo and behold, guess what, guys?
It is, but it isn't. It is, but it isn't.
And that leads the two to team up because somebody has captured Mr. J's pudding. Oh no, Harley's in trouble. We have a no-sense Catwoman appearance.
Yeah.
Who looks more like Psylocke with the face than she does anybody else. No. I mean, look at that. Look. Come on. I mean, don't even get me started. Mark Silvestri, I love his X-Men book. Absolutely loved his X-Men book. I didn't even mind Cyberforce when that came out from Image. But this, oh my God. For a superstar of comicdom, I would have expected a little bit more than this. This reminds me of when Image first started. It was like, oh, let's just throw art at the wall and hope it sticks. No, not for me at all. I will say, though, that Arif Prianto, sorry for getting your name wrong earlier, but I will say the colours are gorgeous throughout this book. There you go. That's me done. Freyja.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think the premise is interesting. I'll give them that. I do agree with you about the inking and like the style, I guess, with the scratchiness of it. I don't particularly like it. It doesn't bother me too much though, because the colors are so nice. And I like the what page is it? 22. I like the what they did with like the water and the reflections and everything. It looks I like that quite a bit.
Hang on, let me get there.
He's standing in the rain. It's where he's picking up the package right there. Yeah, I like the water. You know, I like that. And then I also kind of like. I don't like the design of Joker. He's on the next page. I like the color. Like once again, it's very in your face, vibrant, and whatever. I just don't know what they're doing with his hair. Like what?
Jared Leto.
Yeah.
So you've got a flock of seagulls fringe going on. Do you remember flock of seagulls?
I hate this hairstyle. I hate this hairstyle. So I don't like it, but I do kind of like the conversation, and I guess I don't know. Are they going for zombies or vampires in this with like the Jokers?
I'm going with werebeasts.
Werebeasts.
We've already had zombies in DC versus Dead Planet.
We already had vampires
with DC versus vampires, so it's got to be werebeasts, hasn't it?
Or aliens.
They're not aliens. Come on, man.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, just filling all the tropes here.
So I guess they're like injecting Joker's DNA into these people, and I don't know, but because in one of the panels he's saying that like they have Joker DNA and some Vagrant's DNA, so obviously there's something weird going on.
But then isn't that just a plot device from Arkham Knight?
Yeah, but let's be honest, all of these plot devices are taken from something else. So like I always give these books at least 2 issues to like really reel me in. Like, okay, this is great. Right now I'm like, okay, I'm interested, but not like too interested. You know, it's like, yeah, if I see it, I'll probably read it, but I'm not going to actively seek out this book. Plus it's Black Label, and I usually like Black Label books, so we'll see. But I don't know. The art is kind of chicken scratch.
I don't understand if they wanted him to look like Jim Lee's art. Why didn't you just get Jim Lee to do it?
I don't know. Because they didn't want to pay Jim Lee.
Well, Jim Lee works for DC, so he would have.
I know, but like they don't want to pay him more.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe they want it out on time. That's it. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they should stop giving them multiple books to do, and we'll actually get them on time.
Oh, that's true. All right, Matthew, what was your take on this book?
Look, the first thing you guys said was like, "Oh, I hate the artwork," and that's
I didn't say I hated it. I just said I didn't like the scratching.
What I thoroughly enjoyed about this. So I took a week off, right? I took a week off because I had other things come up in life.
Yeah.
And coming back, this is the first book I read for this week, and I absolutely loved the artwork. The colorings have obviously been put over artwork that has been stenciled or drawn with pencil or pen instead of actually adding color. So they went back after the artwork was already done, and they kind of gave hints of that, like in this panel right here, where they drew everything out in black and white and went back and recolored it. Also, I want to talk about this scene for a second. I found this scene hilarious because it's dark and grim Batman, and he swoops down and he pulls out of his dive and it knocks this guy's wig off, and he's like, and Dick says, I don't have a sense of humor.
I thought it was grasp of aerodynamics. If you do that, the wings will collapse. Just saying.
I mean, and you played the Arkham games. You know how he does it.
Yeah.
But love the artwork for this. Beautiful coloring. And whoever drew this, I have to give a big round of applause to, because they understand how anatomy works. They were
Yes.
able to put all the muscles, like as big as they are because it is Batman, but they put them in the right areas. They showed the right contrast and how the muscles interact with each movement. Like in this panel right here, Batman is pulling his chest to pull his cape and pull himself out of the dive. You can see on his chest where the muscles have tensed and are pulling. And that's exactly how the chest works, is all the muscles, muscle strands run across here. And so when you flex that, it causes all of them to, you can see the individual fibers being stretched horizontally, or in the case of the upper chest, as it reaches from the sternum towards the neck. And so they understand their anatomy very well. And it's amazing. It's very well done. You can see each individual deltoid on the shoulder, anterior, posterior. I forget what the middle one is called, but I could go on. It's absolutely fantastic. I loved it.
Please don't
where he does the obliques.
Here we go. Next week, Derek Shepard comes back.
Yeah. Like I said, the only issue I had with the art is the overly chicken scratchiness of it.
And
you are entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't say it was bad. I just said that I didn't like the inky.
I'm not gonna lie. I said it was bad. And
I know you said it was bad.
I'm happy to stay by mine. Matthew's absolutely right. Opinions are different, and neither right nor wrong. They're just different.
Yeah,
and that's why we do this show. It's good to get different perspectives on things.
And can we switch up what Selena looks like now? I'm kind of bored of this version of Selena.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned this. I was sorting some books out this afternoon, and I'm still behind on some books, and I got the latest issue of Catwoman. It's on my pull list, and I'm flicking through it, and nothing much is happening in it. I'm kind of looking at the Selena card. I'm thinking, I remember when we were all excited because we were told this would be a sleeker, sexier version of Catwoman that we haven't had for a while. And it's actually just migrated into the same sorry-ass Catwoman that we had previously. It boils my blood how Marvel are putting out a Black Cat book that's fun with a sassy woman who's got curves and she's happy to use curves. And we've got DC all like, it's Catwoman. There's nothing slinky about this woman at all. It makes me angry that the backup story in the recent Batman comic was where she's hunting the Penguin's kids was better than the actual main Catwoman book. How's that even possible?
I mean, it's the same thing that happened with Batwoman. They get their own book and they botch it for some reason.
I was in a comic book shop yesterday and I had an opportunity to buy the whole chunk of the Batwoman run.
Yeah.
Did I pass on that like nobody's business? I was
no,
thank you. No, thank you.
The only thing I remember being good consistently was the colors. I remember very vibrant, beautiful colors, but I also remember the story of being garbage.
Can't argue with that. So there you go, Black Label book, another Black Label book for Batman and for the Joker this time together. It is. As you can tell, it is kind of split the team a little bit on that one, which is totally fine.
I'm gonna keep my eye.
We had a good spectrum.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. If it sucks next time, I'm just gonna drop it.
Yeah,
I'm not saying a word. All right, okay. Right, time for one of our adverts. Where should we go this time? I'll tell you what. Because I know we've talked about Batman the Animated Series. I know he's in this one somewhere along the line. Here we go. It's Crisis in the Toyverse. There you go, Crisis in the Toyverse by our good friend Bobo.
I love Bobo.
He'd be very annoyed at me because I actually have my Batman animated figure in the box.
Oh,
sorry,
I'm jealous.
And I also have from the first season the Batman and Robin by the Bat Signal.
Oh, I need to buy some of those.
So yeah,
add them to my collection.
I'll tell you a quick funny story about this. I decided I got some Christmas money one year and I started buying figures just because. And my wife got into it. She said, "Oh, I'll buy some things and stuff." I'm like, okay, whatever you do not buy me those bendable, posable ones because they are absolute terrible.
Oh, I hate those.
And sure enough,
she got you a bendable one, didn't she?
Yep.
There you
are. Go.
Yes, her cartons. Well, it's the thought that counts.
It is.
I wish you thought a little bit more, but no, I'm joking.
Oh, come on, man.
Sorry, she doesn't watch this. I'm all right. I'm fine.
She's gonna walk into the juice study.
She's like, yeah.
Don't hang over here.
She's be like, here's a beer for you. Ooh, how's the video? All right. So now that I've just everybody totally in my life, time for another book. We are going with this one. New champion of Shazam. Before we get this, have you both seen Black Adam yet?
Nope.
No. I told you I'm waiting until it's on HBO Max and I'm gonna watch it.
Okay,
I don't do movie theaters. They're too crowded where I'm from.
I'm doing that with Black Panther. I'm waiting for it to hit Disney and I'll watch it then. So
yeah. Oh, I don't even think I'll watch it then.
I've been busy with my new job.
Yeah.
It's kind of been my main focus. Yep.
Ooh, congrats on your new job.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Cool.
I tell you more about it, but I don't want to.
Fair enough. I would ask more, but I don't care.
We understand.
So this is written by Josie Campbell, art by Evan Doc Shayner, letters by Becca Carey. There's no colorist listed, so I'm assuming Shayner did this. Whose choice was this?
Son
of a...
It was mine.
Go on, take it away.
Take it away. So this is the new champion of Shazam. 3 out of 4. I haven't read the other 2. I have no clue what's going on. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know.
Freyja and I have read the first.
We read the first one, yeah.
Yeah, because we argued, we debated about why some shots she has cycle shorts on and other shots she doesn't.
Yeah.
And you can see that on the cover. She's wearing a trendy cycle shorts under her skirt again. There you go. Mm-hmm.
I looking into it. So anybody who's been watching the channel for a while knows that I'm a massive fan of detective stories, of actual detective comics, using brain power to overcome obstacles and puzzles and things of that nature. I love it. And so this had kind of a strange appeal. That was the main factor of why I started liking this kind of stories, because she seemed to be working a case of some kind, but it's a Shazam story, so it was interesting. It was interesting. I wasn't upset with this comic. I wasn't just vehemently against it, but was it good? So I almost immediately put it down. So as soon as I started reading it, right? As soon as I started reading it, I got like 2 panels into it and I had to force my way through the rest of it because I immediately was hit by a bunch of woke bullshit. And I was like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of reading this. And I was like, I've got to at least give the rest of the book a chance. And so I started reading the rest of it. And part of me is glad I did, because it was in the beginning, right? There was a bunch of stuff in the beginning that we've talked on the channel before needs to really stay out of our comics. But all those that we've had problems with in the past, that's been like the main focus of the story. Whereas this was just kind of like a little sprinkle, a little dusting of the expired MSG.
I suppose that it's reflective though of every time someone diversifies a character, there's always somebody shouting something about whatever. I mean, I love the joke about Philadelphia doesn't need a Shazam I mean,
Yeah.
I absolutely laughed my socks off at that. I thought that was clever.
But
and I know there's sometimes those people that are saying, why are we diversifying? You know,
but it in this instance, I think it gives actually a little bit more to the character. As much as we may not like it as readers, it does add a little bit to the flavor of the character. Is that she's a young college girl who's recently come to the powers of Shazam because Billy was like, you're going to be my new champion now. You're the new champion of Shazam. And so she's having to struggle and deal with this. And so it gives a little exposition to it rather than it being the focus of the story. And she's going through trying to figure out why these people, such as her mom and dad, are disappearing around this place. And towards the end of the book, she kind of connects all the dots and is able to figure everything out. But her little sister, who has also figured everything out for some reason that I don't know of. Like I said, there's probably a lot of context I'm missing from not reading the other two. That she's on her way to go rescue mom and dad.
mm-hmm.
It's not a bad book. I'd honestly give it a solid 5 out of 10.
Very average.
So a solid 2.5 out of 5. Woo!
Yeah, solid
1 out of 2.
Will I probably read the next one? Maybe. If it comes across and as part of the next selection, if I see it in the next selection, I may like take a gander at it. But
I want to say
also I like this villain. I did like Babel.
I liked his design, yeah.
I will say that whilst we do talk a lot about the diversification of the DC universe, if it's done for the right reasons, we've always said that we don't have a problem with that at all.
No.
But that said, is anybody buying the new I Am Batman book? I'll tell you how bad the perception of that book is. This week we got 9 DC books to look at. All right, and of those 9 that are out right now, the newest of the books, 2 of us went for the books from the week before.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
And one of the new books that was out this week was the I Am Batman book. So
yeah.
So there you go.
We never look at them.
And so I just want to float that out there so you get any workers on this. All right.
I'll choose it just because we never look at them.
Oh, good God.
Doesn't mean I'll be kind to it though.
Let me just book a vacation.
I think I remember I'm going to miss that week.
Oh no, I'll make sure you're here. I will be the last one to announce my book. Just to make sure.
It's like 30 minutes beforehand. Oh hey,
yeah.
by the way.
Here's my book. Read it real quick.
Yeah. Start time it'll be Freyja just sat there by herself going, guys.
Hey, I can hold a show on my own.
I'm sure you can.
No, I can't. No.
All right, so Freyja.
Yeah.
I seem to remember we didn't really mind the first issue of this. We had issues with like the whole,
side characters.
Yeah.
I like the talking
rabbits.
bunny. The talking bunny. Yeah. I was fine with it. I was looking forward to it. Her going out on her own. Billy's missing because he's in hell. But and everyone lost their powers, but she got hers back. So my main issue with this book was that bullcrap at the beginning that you mentioned, Matthew. Because she's like, okay, get up in the morning. They're like, don't read it. I'm like, here's my issue though. It's not like she wasn't fighting crime with Billy and she's, Shazam in the first place. She didn't come out of nowhere. She's been around for a while. So this all of a sudden magical, blah, blah, blah. We don't need her thing is stupid. It's absolutely stupid. It's not like she just came out of nowhere. She's been around. She's been fighting crime. Her and the Shazam family. Everyone knows who they are. Like, she's not new. She's been around. She lost her powers and then she got them back. It's not like she lost her powers for 20 years and then all of a sudden gets them back again. People know who she is. They know the other ones. That people like And people don't just hate female superheroes. This is the dumbest bull crap. Because guess what? The internet allows people to say stupid things because it's the internet and they can hide behind their keyboard. Most of these people are just saying this crap to get a rise out of people. They don't actually believe what they're saying. They just want to start internet fights because it's amusing to them. I sometimes do that. I'm just going to say it right now.
You are the worst.
I know.
The absolute worst.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to be shy about that. I do sometimes say stupid things just to get a rise out of people. But
as someone who's a minor TikTok figure, it's really freaking annoying when people do it. When people just start posting things on your videos, saying things like, "Oh, that's gay." Well,
no,
first off,
I don't.
Thank you for calling me cute, but
well, I don't attack the creators or anyone like the posters or stuff. Usually, I go into the comments section and I see someone say something stupid, and I go, "Huh." And then I comment on someone's comments. Sometimes it's very rare that I do this because I have better things to do with my life. But it's usually when I get really bored.
It's.
But I never attack the creators, and because I think that's ridiculous. Like if I don't like something, I just move on. But if I see someone say something really stupid, then I go, okay, I'm gonna go poke. But anyway, like I was just saying, this is it's dumb, made up crap. Because Mary Marvel is very well loved anyway. It's just like the new thing. It's the same. I don't like this the same reason why I hated the stupid She-Hulk show. It's just this crappy, stupid, they're just internet trolls. Just don't feed the trolls. Ignore them. They're not whatever. But
well,
then
you could argue with the She-Hulk show that it's targeted No, I'm not saying it's good or bad. Just hear me out. You could say that the She-Hulk show was geared towards generating internet traffic. That's all it was for. It wasn't particularly aimed at blokes. It wasn't particularly aimed at LGBT. It wasn't Q+. It wasn't necessarily aimed at just women. All right. It was kind of that. Let's do something and let's get people talking on the internet, and that way people will go and check out the show, and then whatever. And I think that was its main purpose. And if you look at She-Hulk in the past, the way in the actual comic she breaks the fourth wall before Deadpool did it, just for all you Deadpool fans out there, then I think that pretty much stays in touch with that character. But I hear what you're saying. I agree with you.
But the thing with the She-Hulk show is it didn't help the ratings because people don't hate watch the show. They let YouTubers hate watch the show, and then they watch the YouTubers talk about it. So doing that doesn't work anymore because they're just going to generate more views for the YouTubers and not themselves. So you can't do that anymore.
That's a fair shout. I mean,
because
I've watched loads of video of people playing Gotham Knights. I'm not going to rush out and buy a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna go, buy that game. I've played it at my brother's house, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to play a terrible game. I'm not gonna own it. I'll let other people own it, and they'll be like, "Hey, I'm gonna play this game."
You're gonna be that guy that goes around people's houses. Oh, so you've got that game?
You got that game? I heard it was awful. Let me play it for a bit. Yeah, it's the same thing with Anthem. My brother had Anthem. And I played it, and I was like, "What is this? This is." But anyway, back to
what that is.
I'm going to say it's time to move on because we do have one more book.
Take your time.
We have like 30 minutes, 20 minutes. But anyway, this teacher, I don't know if she was supposed to be uplifting, but she came off as a supervillain.
That's exactly my note. My note on this book is. She starts talking to this teacher, and it goes on for a bit. I'm at the point where I genuinely don't care. Why am I even listening to this bit?
Yeah, she came off
like, what's her face? Octavia from Into the Spider-Verse. I was like, oh.
She's like, I got kicked out for personal reasons. I'm like, personal reasons? What the hell did you do?
Well, if you read at the end of the comic and look through the notes that she has, it points to her being the villain because the days and times that people went missing are the days and times that they've scheduled appointments with somebody at at the school.
Well, she sounded like a supervillain, so I didn't even have to do detective work. She was just talking like what?
Right.
I just caught the vibes.
I was going to say, I don't think that's
ultra
called.
creepy. She's like, it's that teacher where like, are you coming on to me? Like, what is it?
Not to belittle Matthew's detective powers, but I don't think that's much detective work other than it's just reading.
Yeah. That's why I said it's connecting the dots.
All right, fair enough.
Oh God,
because it's not too hard to draw a line from ear to ear.
If I'm gonna say that if this book just goes towards the misogyny thing, then I'm just done. Like, if the supervillain's motivations is because of misogyny, I'm gonna lose it. I will pick this book just to scream at it.
Is that I can't even say the word. Is that from either end of the spectrum? Misogyny? Or are you just going for like the male perspective on that? Because misogyny is normally a male attribute, isn't it? Rather than a female attribute.
Yeah, like the teacher,
it's
like
portrayed as a male attribute.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, either way, if it comes off of like I lost my job because of men because I'm a lesbian or something like that, okay. I'm gonna freaking lose it because I am done with comics villainizing the opposite side. You know, I'm just done with that crap.
That's a good shout. That is a good shout.
Like,
I'm sick of. We said this last time, didn't we, Freyja? Equality isn't about pushing one side up to push the other down. It's about lifting them both up. That's how it's supposed to work. It's called equal for a reason, right?
Yeah.
That's why I've always tried to preach equity rather than equality.
Yeah. Equal opportunities, not equal outcomes. That's what I say.
I say 2 + 2 = 4.
Fish 4.
Oh. I thought it was 5. Oh, God.
No, it's fish, man.
Yeah, that's how you come out with this is a good book. It's 5 out of 10. All right.
Yeah.
All right, last up. This is one of those DC events that has kind of snuck under the radar a little bit.
I didn't even know what was happening.
I will admit that I have been reading this from the get-go. So I know what's going on in this book.
Ooh.
Hey, check me out. In fact, I said I'm behind on stuff. This is one of 3 books I read as soon as I buy it. So there you go. This is Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. It's written by Joshua Williamson, art by Daniel Simper with layouts by Rafa Sandoval, colors by Alejandro Sanchez, and letters by Troy Pateri again. My comment on this before we get going is, unless you've been reading it from the outset, you will have no idea what is going on. So with that said, Freyja, this was your choice. Take it away.
Yes, so I have no idea what's going on. That's gonna be straight up. I don't know what's going on. Because I didn't even know this was going on. Like, I was like, oh, what's this book? I didn't know we had another event going on. But I shouldn't be surprised. There's always an event going on. But so when you do your thing, Johnny, just explain a little bit more. So what I picked up from this book, there's what was his name? Crap, what was his name? The main villain. Pariah, that's what it is, Pariah. He's going around trying to kill all the superheroes, and I guess, is it like each time he kills a superhero, a new Earth appears? Is that what's going on?
So what's happening? So what he wants to take on the energy of the superheroes. So what he's doing is he got rid of the Justice League. He sent them off to their individual worlds, and then he's given the remaining heroes, the villains, he's given them all this dark energy. Hence, Deathstroke looks like this.
Yeah.
And his idea is he has to go out and kill. He's got rid of the Justice League. It's now up to him to get rid of the legacies, and then he can do what he wants with the multiverse. Of course, Dick Grayson and the legacy is like, whoa, that's not going to happen, bud. And they do their own thing, and it feels like it's been a fight issue for the last 5 issues. I'm not going to lie.
Probably has been.
This is born out of the death of the Justice League. So what was that? That was Justice League 75, I believe. Yeah. And it's had, as it's a tie-in, it's an event book. You've got loads of tie-ins. We looked at the Green Arrow, Black Canary one last time, if you remember.
I do remember that one.
And lots of different things are going on, different parts, but basically it boils down to kill the heroes, get a new multiverse, of which Pariah wants to be in control of. There you go.
All right. So awesome. Now I know what's going on.
Hey, always happy to help.
Yeah, I like the artwork. It's very well done. The colors are very vibrant and great. Who did all the artwork and stuff? Did we?
The artwork, I did say that. It was Daniel Simpera's artworks over Rafael Sandoval's layouts. Yeah. Colors are by Alejandro Sanchez.
All right, so they did a good job on this. I really liked it. I like the white eyes for the darkness powers. I like everything that's going on, to be perfectly honest. I'm going to go back and read the other issues. They had Beast Boy looking pretty great in this issue as well. When he's all
it wasn't for a while, unless he's got little socks.
Yeah. So, yeah. I would recommend this series, to be perfectly honest, from this book that I've read.
I've loved it.
Yeah.
I've loved it. I've got to say, there was this and the Beyond Flashpoint, which I think the timing of the books coming out together probably messed with a lot of people. But the Beyond Flashpoint book, again, what a good solid read that was. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't fantastic. It wasn't like, oh, blow my socks off. But as you get through it, it's like, wow, that is such a Batman thing to do. And this, I mean, in this book, we're talking about potentially the death of Green Arrow again.
Yeah.
You know,
oh yeah, they do that whole "Where is Ollie?"
Yeah.
Don't
and
die
then, course,
again.
Damn you, Queen! And I love the Doomsday cameo in this.
Yeah.
Absolutely spot on. The Crisis energy, very similar to Crisis in Infinite Earths across those panels, works really well.
Yeah, and Yara's looking really good too in this book. Like, she's really. She was amazing in this book. I really like her. Once again, original character, well written, good job. I love Yara. So
see, that's Yara is for me the poster character for diversity. You want a diverse character. You want Wonder Woman doesn't have to be just Themyscirian. There are other women that could be Wonder, and that's absolutely right. And she is being done brilliantly from the outset. You know, having a top-notch creator like Joelle Jones being the creation of the girl has then created this whole well-rounded character and has driven that forward. You know,
and the fact that they haven't like abandoned her, like they're constantly using her. Yeah, like they're actually using her. She's actually showing up in things and actually talking. Because I saw Signal in here, but he's just like there and then gone. He doesn't talk. He doesn't do anything. To be perfectly honest, he should have been the one fixing the freaking machine, not new Batman.
Don't get me started.
Not Fox. It should have been freaking Signal, because Signal it has the techie experience, doesn't he? Like, why wasn't he the one fixing it? You know, it just they just kicked him to the side for this new Batman, which is very unfortunate. And then John was actually being, you know, Superman, which is great. And I love when Clark shows up and saves his butt, but like he cool did a great job. It was a really good moment, you know, like it was like on page 21. It's great, and I love the page where he takes the time to give John a hug, and it's a very Superman thing to do, and then everyone else shows up, and I don't know. I like this book. I don't like Satana's outfit though. I want her back in fishnets. I want her back in
always fishnets. Bring them back.
Bring the fishnets back.
Booyah.
I like the thigh-high boots, but I want the fishnets back. Yeah, I highly recommend this. I'm going to go back and read it. Art's amazing. That's shot. It's good right there, too. So, yeah, I give it a 7 out of 10 because I didn't know what was going on.
Fair enough. Fair shout. Matthew, what was your take on this book? Have you been reading it previously, or are you like
the only one that I remember being related to this one was the Green Arrow and Black Canary spinoff that we had. That kind of gave me a little bit of information that what was going on, and then there was another thing we read through a while back that also had Pariah that was trying to do something with multiverse, but that was when him and the Anti-Monitor teamed up, I believe.
Right.
And so I kind of used a little bit of context clues that I had to kind of guess what was going on, but I hadn't read the others through the official storyline. So I also was a little lost, but artwork fantastically done. Just very, very well done. The scene with the Superman was. It made me think of the Dragon Ball Z episode with the father-son Kamehameha with Gohan and Goku.
Oh yeah, that's a great scene.
It kind of gave me those vibes, and it was just really good.
There we go.
It was really good. I enjoyed it. Will I pick up the next one? Probably not.
Harsh. So you pick up you're gonna pick up the next Shazam, but you won't pick up this. All right.
Ouch.
Okay.
Well, when I say pick up, I mean like pick up and read, not pick up and buy. I haven't bought comic books in a while. If I can find them online to read, I'll probably read them online. But I don't have enough space in my apartment to keep a whole bunch of comic books, so I have to keep what I buy to a very minimum.
Well, I have a room, so
I'll just buy the comics and send them to Johnny to keep them for me.
I wish.
As I said, I absolutely love this. I love this book. I think it's class. I didn't know where it was going at the start.
I didn't realize that was Sinestro.
What?
Where?
Bottom panel to the right, up one, where it says, "Why is his army still possessed?"
Yeah, it's Sinestro.
That's Sinestro.
So I've loved this. It got complicated early doors, and then it got a bit around issue 2 because one of the characters almost dies. It gets a little bit preachy, but then from about issue 3 onwards, it just hits its pace spot on, and I've absolutely enjoyed it. A great way of introducing some characters that we've forgotten about. So you've got Jade in the background, you've got Armor Smasher, you've got a Green Lantern there, you've got Mr. Terrific, which bodes well because it's not that long to wait until we get. I'm trying to get to the page so I can see it. Where's the arts? Boom. We're getting is it not in this book? We're getting the Justice Society back. So that's there's a one shot we saw the advert for it earlier. That's coming in, and then the Justice Society of America book. So it's a good opportunity to get reacquainted with some of those classic characters. So the one shots, the new Golden Age, Power Girl appears in Action Comics in January.
Yes,
and then
Power Girl.
Yes.
And it's good to see. For me, it's good to see Nightwing in a full leadership role. I know people say, "Well, he leads the Titans," and yeah, but does he though? Does he really though? Because they've got Starfire and all the elder characters in there. So it was good to see Nightwing take a more active role as a leader of the new Justice League that kind of exists in this book for a while. I want them, as much as I want to tie them back in the fishnets, I also want them to do something with Raven, because I think Raven's been a bit of a washed out character for the last 5 years easy, but I like how John has become quite a decent Superman in his own right in this. So that's cool. So overall, I've really enjoyed this series. I'd go and buy it, and I will be buying issue 7 because I've got the other 6 to go with it. Hey, there you go. Cool. Bless. And there you have it. And there you have it. 3 up, 3 down. As always from ourselves. There you go. And of course the Kevin Conroy bit at the beginning, tribute. So there you go. We're done for another show. Thank you very much, Freyja.
Oh, you're welcome.
Matthew, thank you for your excellent scoring.
Yeah, not a problem. I'm glad you think it's excellent.
Indeed.
Even though you're probably exaggerating a lot.
maybe exaggerating 2.5 times. I don't know.
There we go. That sounds about right.
Give over. Don't forget to check out the UCPN for all your favorite shows. You saw the advert earlier, Crisis in the Toyverse. Freyja.
Oh, and K-Pop Cosmos, where we highlight one K-pop group per month, and check it out.
Cool. Matthew.
The Jank Think Tank, where we discuss Magic the Gathering, whether it be cards, combos, or even do a little bit of gameplay. Keep an eye out if you watch the channel, because there was an event that Josh actually was able to attend not too long ago, and so he's hoping to be able to post about it and share a little bit. It was the Magic Summit. I was unable to attend, but they had a bunch of big wigs and big names up there, such as Rachel Weeks and the Professor. Bunch of cool people. He was able to go to the event, and I'm super excited to see what he shares.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Of course, for you, those of you who like your comics a little bit more older, you have the Old Timers Comic Book Show, where the hosts aren't old, Matthew. Yeah. Is that a COVID cough?
It was. I'm contaminated.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
no. All right, guys.
We got a 2319. Put them on lockdown.
Oh, no.
Good thing we do this virtually. All right. I've been your host, Johnny Machine Hughes, and as always, adios.
Bye.
Bye.